All right. Well, hello, everyone. This is Ian Davies in beautiful, hot, tropical Australia, just to make all you guys jealous in the United States. And Happy New Year to all of you. And it is a new year, it's another new beginning. And what I like about new beginnings are actually new. It's a new life. And my goodness, 2020 has been quite a year. But what I love about new beginnings is it doesn't matter how bad things were in the past. It doesn't matter how good things were in the past. Today and this year is a new beginning, and we can make a new reality. And to create a reality, we need a vehicle. And Sarul is now, with the timing of where we're at in the marketplace, with the products and the home-based opportunity, the alignment, all the ducks and the planets are all aligning here. So we have an enormous opportunity. I used to very much be a person that would lead with the product and change lives, and so many of those people get involved in the opportunity. But now I'm very much going to lead as much with the opportunity, because right now the world needs an opportunity. They need an opportunity. They're in lockdown, and we're not a bricks and mortar business. And so we can do our business online. We can do it over the phone. It's an internet-based business. The time has come. Sarul's time has come to create greatness. And so many things great now are lining up in Sarul, so we can all together make the most beautiful future. So with that, talk about greatness. We've got a great guy on the call tonight. His name is Brian Lyles. We're so blessed to have him. He's a part of the management team in the US, and he brings so many years of experience in direct sales, marketing, and building organizations. And he's a gentleman to the fingertips. He's a great guy. Brian, are you here?
I'm here, Ian. How are you today, sir?
I'm magic, and you're always here for us. And for everyone, I don't know how you do it. You've got big shoulders to hold all of us up, and I thank you.
Yeah, a few years ago, we mastered cloning technology. So there's several of me.
So Brian, look, we're getting set up for the new year. We're already in an enormous amount of countries in
Yes,
the
sir.
network marketing. And now we just opened the NFR program that's in about 25 more countries. My goodness, it just keeps getting
Mhm.
better and better. Now, some people on the phone may not know what NFR is. What is NFR?
Yeah, it's our not for resale program that the company just launched. And you're right, Ian. We stepped into more than 25 countries. I think it's a little over 30 additional countries, and it gives us the ability to do some really cool things. You know, we were already in a bunch of marketplaces, but you know, no matter where you are, there's always somebody saying, "Hey, whenever you get to this place, I got a guy." And the reality is, it's very expensive, as you guys might imagine, if to go in and build the infrastructure, brick and mortar infrastructure, the shipping facilities, all those kind of things. Some countries, it's upwards of a couple of $1 million to get set up. So what NFR allows us to do is it's almost like a test open to these marketplaces, right? You can now get customers there. You can now recruit IBOs there. They have the ability, their products will be shipped from our different regional shipping houses that we already have strategically placed around the world, that we had to basically service the existing marketplaces. And now what we can do is we can literally say, okay, no more theory. You said the Philippines is a great market. You got a bunch of people there. Well, now you're able to do business in the Philippines, and we can see if the business builds up and it hits a certain level and we see that it does have the momentum, we can take the time to step into the Philippines, build the infrastructure that we need to build, make the couple of $1 million investment, because now it actually makes sense. And now that's a full-time market for us. But it's working very well. We've already, speaking of the Philippines, we literally just paid out our first commissions to our new Filipino IBOs. So it's amazing what's happening right now, and we're very excited about all of these different markets.
So with that, look, the people in the NFR countries, you're telling me with the new Sarul pay card, they can get paid as well?
That's absolutely right. I mean, that was what all we were waiting for, was to really secure the Sarul Pay, because now it doesn't matter where you are in the world. You can actually set up your Sarul Pay card as long as you have an internet connection, and now we can pay you anywhere in the world. So it gives us this flexibility that we've never had before, because we don't have to deal directly with the different banking systems, et cetera, et cetera. It gives us this different approach to be able to sign up people all around the world now and be able to make sure they're being paid commissions just like you are.
So with that, look, there are all these countries open in NFR, all these countries are open anyway. Now, what if somebody in a country not open, maybe in Mogadishu or Afghanistan or somewhere we're not open, still wants to build a business and get paid? Can they do that with the Sorul Pay?
They could, but remember the most important part about the NFR. So now we have again places like Thailand. I actually wrote some of them down because I know they were places that people asked about. So Thailand, Hong Kong, Philippines, South Korea, South Africa, Kenya, Singapore, Japan, Ukraine. I mean, and that's really just a small sampling. But these were some of the countries that people really pressed us about, especially over the last 12 months. It was constantly coming up over and over and over again. So we have those countries, and we've arranged it already with the different shipping houses that we already have strategically placed around the globe, that when orders are coming in from these geographic locations, you are responsible for shipping product to that particular country. So if all of a sudden someone popped up and said, well, hey, we got this other country that no one's in, I want to be able to build it. Technically, we could pay people there, but remember, if it's not directly recognized by our existing NFR program, it still creates an issue for us because we would still have to figure out the shipping, where it's going to come from, et cetera. So right now, we're staying within that box. And all those countries I just read, if you go into your back office, you go underneath the tools, and then you go underneath the documents media, there's an entire NFR section. You download the Q&A about NFR, answers all the questions, but it also has specifically all the countries that we're currently in for the NFR program.
It's exciting. It just keeps getting better and better, and I love it that people can get this pay card and get paid in their country anywhere in the world. It's just absolutely fabulous. It just doesn't get better than that. Now with that, we've got an amazing global promotion this month. Can you just touch upon that and what it means and how we can use it to build our organization and business?
Sure. Well, you know that, especially when people have had teams and you've been building for a while, and now you've got a bunch of prospects that you have stacked up. Some of them have said, hey, let me get my money together, or, just let me reprioritize, let me set my life right. They're looking for that one thing that might get them off the fence. So what we actually put together was this global promotion where we're literally starting off in January. You had 10, every single IBO in the world has hard coded now into their back office these 10, 25% discount automatic coupons. They're automated coupons. So as you're signing up either a customer or an IBO, they're going to get 25% off the first 10 of them that you sign up in January. Now, if you do sign up 10 or more, then that group that you signed up in January, they will get another 25% off of any orders that they're making for the month of February, as will you as the IBO. And the best part then is you get to do it again in February. So you get another 10 coupons. You can go find 10 new people, IBOs or customers, and you can continue that into March. And then if you do it in March, you'll get those same discounts in April as well. So a way to provide a discount, provide a new conversation piece for people to go out there, maybe shake some people off the fence, and ultimately, obviously, increase your sales by more than a 25%. That's actually being shaved off of the cost of the products and sales as well. Be able to go out and get more than 25% additional production that maybe you wouldn't have gotten otherwise.
Well, I love it. Look, it's a carrot, it's a hook. We got a 25% sale this month, so you can try these wonderful products.
Right.
And once you get hooked on the products, it's all over. And then you end up getting involved in the opportunity as well because you love it so much. So it's a win-win. Well, Brian, thank you for now. And I'm going to go to Mark Parsekian in Boston, the first ever president in Sorul. Mark Parsekian, you have to unmute yourself, or Mark has to unmute you. Wait for it to be unmuted. You're unmuted, Mark. Mark Parsekian, the call is yours. I know you've got some very special guests here, top performers in our industry. Now is Sorul. Go ahead,
Thank
Mark.
you, Ian. Thank you, Ian. Thank you, Brian, and everybody. Happy New Year. It's just a really honor and a pleasure to be with all of you. We know you could be elsewhere right now, but this is where it's at the moment. I just want to say, we've been in business for a little more than 4 years. When we first came here, we were very product driven, but now we've gotten a number of things in order in the company. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Andy and Jono. But now we have some really big dogs here, and it's really an honor for me to be able to introduce them. They're on the call and the Zoom here just to share a little bit about their success, but why they're with Cerule, and some 3 steps of success or tips of information that can help you build your business. So the first person I'd like to introduce you to is a gentleman by the name of Ray Gebauer. Ray is an industry icon. He's been in network marketing for over 4 decades, maybe even more than that, actually. But I've met him 30-something years ago on a conference call. And when I was a neophyte in this industry and I got on the call, he was the top earner and the founding distributor of this other company. And I just heard him speak, and I was just very awed by his presence and the lifestyle he created. So he's been a top earner, multi-million-dollar earner in the industry and has several companies, but he chose to be here. So he's also a pastor. He's an author. He's well recognized in our industry as a real leader and a professional. So with that, Ray, I'm going to turn it over to you. If you can give us 4 or 5 minutes of your time and just tell us why you came to Cerule and some tips you can encourage people of how to build a successful business. It's all yours, Ray.
Okay, thanks, Mark. Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? See me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'm last year I had a big financial disaster and setback. A business I built for 4 years, very successful, making my wife and I $100,000 a year, and then out of the blue, the owner, I think, just got greedy and terminated us, and lost everything. And it was a huge setback. And so it was a real blessing to connect with Mark and Francis. And initially, I wasn't really open at all, but I got talked into trying the product, and that's what got me. Even before I put 1 capsule in my body, I opened the bottle, I smelled it, and I instantly knew, I could just feel the energy that this was really something different and extraordinary. So I was a little more open after that. I put it in my body, and within a couple of hours, I was feeling benefits that I did not expect. I mean, it just got my attention. So I've been in this industry for 44 years, and so I've seen a lot of stuff, not always good. And so I'm extremely cautious and skeptical, and not cynical, but just really careful before I choose to align myself with the company, because I've seen so many things go the wrong direction. So besides, the product is just phenomenal, like off the chart. The fact that, from what I learned about the 2 owners, it gave me a high level of confidence. These guys are for real. They knew what they're doing. They had integrity. They have competence. You don't want to build a beautiful house, and then you find out you're building on sand, and it all gets washed away, which happens to so many people. So you don't want to go with a startup company that starts up fast and goes down fast in the next first 6 months or so. So I'm here to build a legacy. Well, first of all, I'm here to help other people. I think there's 2 main things we got to look at. Helping ourselves, take care of ourselves first, and then help others. Help as many people as we can. That's the whole purpose of life, I think, is to make a difference, to help others. And with this vehicle, this wonderful Cerule community, we can so significantly impact people's lives on multiple levels. First of all, with their health. I mean, the greatest wealth is your health. And then, of course, help them reduce the financial stress, get their head above water, and actually make a steady, solid income, and perhaps more than they've ever made in their whole life. This year could be the best year of your life, and the people you introduce, this same thing for them. So here's a couple quick tips. I'm going to share this on my radio show. I have a radio show every Wednesday night, and I came up with an acronym, FAST. If you want to, have a fast start and build fast, here's 4 tips. Okay, so the F stands for feelings. A lot of people, they get sort of faked out by thinking, well, I have my New Year resolutions, but how well does that work out every year? Hardly at all. Just having goals and resolution can be helpful, maybe, but most of the time, not so much. So the rocket fuel that really keeps you in the game and moving fast is feeling strongly about what you are doing. You've got to have a cause. You got to be on a mission. It isn't like, well, I'll just give this a try and see what happens. No, you've got to be all in and committed and feel strongly, passionate about this, realizing people's lives are at stake. So if you want to build fast and help a lot of people fast, you've got to feel strongly and express that to others. The A stands for accountability. To help keep you going, you've got to create accountability. First of all, social accountability, and announce it to everybody. Put it on Facebook. Here's what I'm doing. I'm going to win a trip to Hawaii. I'm changing lives. I started my own company, and we're using Cerule. But announce it to everybody. So now you're more socially accountable. And then with your upline or a coach, stay accountable with them. And of course, you've got to watch your attitude and put your attention on the right things and stay in action. But accountability is, for some people, the missing piece. So that's important. The S in my FAST acronym. Let's see, what was my S? Oh, shoot, slipped my mind. Oh, yeah, I borrowed 3 words from John Maxwell, one of my earlier teachers about 20 years ago. I spent some time with him in Hawaii and at his house once, a great leader. The 3 words I'm going to share with you I got from him on a cassette tape, actually, many years ago, is if you're going to build something, you've got to build it 3 times. This is such a cool concept. And then all 3 start with S. First, like you build a house or build a business or build a marriage, first you have to see it. You got to see it in your mind. That's your vision. And then, so you have to see it, then you have to say it. It's like building a house, you got to say it on paper, like a blueprint. So you got to, if you are serious about making this really happen for you and for your people, you got to see it first, then you got to say it to yourself, out loud, to the world, and connect and communicate. You got to say what you're doing over and over with feeling and passion. And the S, of course, the third S in building something is you got to seize it. You got to seize the day. You got to get into action. You can't just think about it and wish for it and desire for it. You've got where the rubber hits the road. You've got to actually do it. Be in action. So that's a sort of a cool, clever formula. You got to see it. You're going to want to build something that's going to last. You got to see it in your mind. You got to say it over and over, and then you have to seize it and help other people do that. Now, one last tip I would say is when you're working with other people, the main reason people don't join or they don't continue is because they lack confidence in themselves. So one of the best gifts you can give people is let them know that you believe in them, even if they don't believe in themselves yet. Because most people, they don't have a high level of confidence, even if they love their products, so you've got to let them know how much you appreciate them, that they have what it takes. And if they don't, you're going to make up for it. You're going to be there for them, and that working with them, that they can do this too, that together we can reach so many more people, save more lives, make more of a difference, and everybody wins bigger and comes out ahead. Okay, so I probably went overtime, but that's probably enough for now. So thank you. God bless you all.
Ray, thank you so much, Ray. And I just want to acknowledge, I had the privilege of meeting Ray through your wife, Nareen, who is from Armenia. And what a powerhouse she is. She is relentless, and both of you together are just an amazing team. So, I just want to say, even despite, all the successes you've had, everything that Ray constantly calls me every single day to do 3-way calls with people, brand new people that have been coming in. So I just really appreciate that level of leadership and responsibility of really building those relationships. So thank you, Ray. Thank you, Nareen. Appreciate you. So next, I'd like to introduce you to a big rock star in our industry. He's kind of an icon. His name is Mr. Robert Dean. Mr. Dean, I had the privilege of just seeing him at a distance when I was in another company about 20 years ago or so, 15 years ago. And I was just leaving that company and he was just coming in. But, you know, when I left, when he came in, he made an impression. You can name his name anywhere in the industry, any company, people know his name. He's a former US Marine. He's an amazing trainer and a coach. I love the guy's accent. I'm from Boston. He's from down south, but I still love his accent. But I will tell you, he is a gentleman that really knows how to put gas on a tinder box to make it explode. And he is a 7-figure earner a month. Excuse me, 6-figure earner a month, but the high level, and very humble gentleman. So without any further ado, Robert Dean, tell us why you're here and give us some tips of how we can be successful in this business.
Wow, thank you. Can you guys hear me loud and clear? Because I'm in my car. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, buddy.
Okay. Well, definitely, I want to thank, first of all, Ray Jabir for, sharing this opportunity with me. And I want to thank you and Brian for you guys supporting, all the information you guys supplied to me, because when I took a look at this, just like Ray, I really didn't think I was going to be interested in Saru. It was kind of like the ugly duckling. I don't know if you're familiar with that story, but as Ray said, I started doing my research, and the product worked for me within 20 minutes. And I still was just going to be, just order the product. And then I said, well, let me look at the opportunity as well. So I asked Ray and you and emailed me the compensation program. And then I started doing my background check on everything. And what I saw excited me. I have not been this excited, man, in 20 years, honestly. Because, see, I look at the potential of the timing of something, okay? And this is like a hidden jewel, because what most people don't understand is that the products that we have over here are a new paradigm change in health and wellness. This is a whole new category of creator. This is not your regular Me Too products like the CBD oils and the coffees and detox teas and all that stuff. Great products, but this is a whole new paradigm. And so when I looked at it, and then when I talked to Brian and saw the sharpness of the people that they got on board as far as corporate, because, like Ray said earlier, management is everything. I don't care how great your company is. I don't care how great your product is. If your management team is, a bunch of, duds, then, you're dead in the water. And so when I got a chance to really do my background check on Andy and the other gentlemen and saw their experiences, and then, of course, when I looked at the compensation program, I was actually pleasantly surprised, because, a lot of people have these binaries and all this kind of stuff, and big leaders can make money in that. But I've never ever seen a unilevel built this way with the dynamic compression and check match on the residual. And the bonuses that you guys got up front to get people going, it was just like a perfect storm. And so when I looked at this, I looked at my past experience, and I was like, wow, we can do something even bigger with Saru, because the company's small right now, doing a little bit over 25 million. And they're already in a lot of different countries. The product is tried and tested and proved for over 20 years. So it's really a no-brainer when you look at all the components that make up this company. And when I got in, of course, we taking off running big time now. And the tips that I can give everybody that's listening to this for the first time that's in Saru, don't take this company for granted. Get your team to create stories. There's an old saying, facts tell, stories sell. If you want to increase your volume on your team consistently, you got to start creating stories. You got to have product stories. you got to have rank advancement stories, you got to have income stories. Those three stories, consistent, is what builds momentum. That's what you got to focus on, because documentation beats conversation all day long. And when people start hearing these stories about the product, when these people start hearing these stories about people ranking up, when these people start hearing these stories about income, it is a straight wrap. So I want you guys to understand that I'm excited. I'm glad to be a part of this wonderful team that we got over here. And I look forward to running with each and every one of you guys over the course of the next 5 years of my life. So I'm extremely excited. And I want to turn it back over to our fearless leader, Mr. Mark Procassi. Thank you.
Robert, thank you so much. And, you know, I just want everybody to hear, when you shared with me what your goal was while you were here in Cerule, could you please share that with everybody, what your goal is to do here?
Yeah, in under 36 months, want to take the company to $1 billion. Okay. And I got it all mapped out as far as how many chairmen we need, how many presidents we need, all of that. And I've done it in another company, well, actually 2 other companies that we took over to 1.6 billion. And we did it like within 4 years, but we did not have a strong product we got here. And we definitely have the compensation that we got over here. So yeah, my vision is 1 billion within 36 months.
So I'm going to tell you folks, when I heard that, I just expanded my havingness to realize, man, this guy has done it twice in 2 other companies, and he sees that we have the infrastructure and the skeleton here to do this here. And so I just had to really change my attitude. It's what's possible in my vision, how big my vision was. And he's brought some amazing people here already. I've had the fortune to really have an opportunity to talk with them. It's the product, man, that's really shaking people up. So, Robert, I just want to say it's a pleasure to have you here and your leadership and your team. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Mark.
So with that, I want to see if we have Francis Parker in. I know he was having a tough time getting in here, but let's see if we have him.
Yeah, Mark. Mark, I'm
Francis.
on right now.
Awesome. Are you on the line or are you in person on the Zoom?
No, you know, too many people said you're way too ugly to go on the Zoom call, so just call in. So I said, okay. I don't want to scare anybody.
Okay.
So here I am. How you doing, buddy?
We have a few minutes left here, but this is great. I'm glad you had a chance to join on the call. And I'm going to say this, it started with Francis. I had the opportunity, I met Francis a few years ago via Facebook, actually, through mutual friends. We ended up meeting each other in Florida, and we just became instant friends. We're like brothers from another mother. This guy is a rock star. He's got a lot of experience in the industry, decades old. He's a consultant for MLM companies. He's been a top distributor and top earner in several companies over the years. He's also a comedian, and he's also a rock musician. He's a drummer. So he's got a lot of life experience, but he's become a great friend and a brother. But if you could very quickly just share why you're here and some tips of success to end the call.
Absolutely. I just wish we had another hour and a half for Ray Gebauer, you know, because I was really hot for some more acronyms. But anyway, and by the way, Robert Dean, an honor to have you on our team. Thank you, sir. In any case, first of all, you got to get a really clear picture of where you're going to be and when you're going to be there. Like Robert talks about being in $1 billion in 36 months. That's 3 years. Where do you want to be in 1 month? How many people would you like to sponsor? How much volume would you like to have? You got to be very clear about that. You got to expect it, and you got to feel it, and you got to know it. The other thing is create really good relationships with your team. Really let them know that you're there for them. You know, that's one thing that's great about Mark Parsiki and Brian Lyle. These guys just give you such a brick wall to lean against. They're just remarkable guys. I'm very proud of these two. And then just walk around with joy. because when you walk around with joy, yes, I'm a comic, you know, I know how to tell jokes and this and that, but you can just go out, and if you live in joy, you're going to be very magnetic to people. And then you can just compliment them and say, you know, that is a great jacket. What do you do? You know, and he'll say, it's a straight jacket. I'm in a mental institution. No, I'm joking with you. But you gotta just find a way to connect with people, you know, and you gotta just vibe it out. And if somebody's closed down, then you don't want to bother with them. But if somebody is really open and they got light in their eyes, and they have an image of success, that's somebody you want to talk to. You want to see how you can get their card, and then ask their permission. You know, I'm in a project. Would it be okay with you if I sent you a short video? Do you prefer text or do you prefer email? And then text them and get their email address. And then after a few of these things, give them a call. Find out what's an appropriate time to connect. And then, you know, if you're not experienced, do a three-way call with your sponsor, or do it with your upline. And I think that's a good, just that alone is a good way to get started. Mark, do you have any other things that you want me to share with the people?
No, Francis, that's great. I mean, I know we could spend another whole couple of hours here because all three of you are so rich with experience and suggestions. But I know we'll do this again, you know, in the coming weeks ahead. But this is a great way to start the new year off, and I just have a lot of appreciation for the three of you and your leadership. And I also just want to thank Brian Lyles as well for just acknowledge he is a rock star. He's been in the field, he's been in corporate, he's become a brother. Just have a lot of appreciation. I will honestly say that without his help at corporate, we wouldn't be where we are right now. And certainly Ian Davies, great host, Mark Anderson helping this Zoom. He's our technical person. And I just want to apologize. I know we've had some technical issues with people getting on board here, but we'll work on that and get it together soon for the next one. But I just, before I end and turn it over to Ian, what I'd like to do is just end with this quote. I'm big into quotes, but this is I look at every day as a new year. It's a new beginning, but certainly, you know, this is the beginning of January. I'd like to share this quote. It's had a big impact on me. It says, "This lifetime will never come again. It is precious and irreplaceable. To live without regret, we must have a concrete purpose, continually setting goals and challenges for ourselves. And we need to keep moving toward those specific targets steadily and tenaciously, one step at a time." Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Ian, back to you.
Well, Mark,
Thank you, Mark.
what can I
Thank
say?
you.
Thank you, Francis. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Brian. It's a new year, a new beginning, and we have the product, we have the timing, we have the management team, we have the global opportunity. We've got the vehicle in place so we can all achieve our dreams. Thank you all, and we'll see you all soon. Bye for now.
Thank you, Ian.